Hello, Mark Crossfield here. We're outside, beautiful day. We got the iPad, the GC2 HMT here on the floor. Got some balls, and we're going to talk today tee height with the driver. I'm going to show you what happens when I'm teeing the ball at different heights, how it affects my angle of attack, and also how it affects my strike, which then in turn could affect my distance. Let's get stuck in. So we're talking tee height today, guys. We're going to talk a little bit about how high to tee the ball, and also we're going to talk a little bit about how you should watch maybe for how high you're teeing the ball, subject to how you're swinging. So what I mean by that is I've got the ball teed up at the moment here, and I've got, say, half the ball above the top of the head of the club, which is kind of where most people would say is a good place for you to tee the ball up. Now, if I was to hit a shot from here, what's going to happen, if I put a decent swing on, which I did there, not a bad shot at all, what happens is my angle of attack being up, which it is, I've hit 2.5 up, I've hit that slightly in the heel, but I've hit it above the centre line on the strike. So I struck it above the middle of the club, which is where I wanted to get the higher launch, because any of you who see my other videos, you're going to notice that what I'm saying is the loft is different positions on different parts of the club face. So the higher you go up the face, the more that loft starts pointing up at the sky. So that encourages for higher launch, but also the higher up the face you hit it, the lower the spin becomes. So on that one, I've hit 2.5 up. I slightly caught it out the neck, but I've caught it up the top portion, middle to top portion of the face, which is where I'd want to catch it. Now, if I'm someone who prefers to tee the ball very low, so I get lots of students come to me who I put the ball on the tee for them, I say, go and hit that one, and they say, cool, that tee's too high. And I think, oh, instantly I think, okay, their angle of attack sounds to me like it's probably coming a bit steep down for them not to want to tee the ball up too high. So what I mean by that, if I was to tee the ball up higher, hitting the ball on the way down, there's a good chance I'll roof the top of them off the top of the club and it just shoots up in the air, gaining no distance. Doesn't feel very nice. So you guys out there teeing the ball, getting better results with your driver you find by teeing it really low, there's a good chance you're hitting the ball a long way on the way down. Now watch what happens here. If I hit one, try and hit one on the way up, teed down very low, it's not a bad result. Trying to get that on the way up, teed that low for me though. So I've hit 3.4 up, but you can see I've hit it at the centre, but lower than that middle line again. So what happens is that's always going to come out of the lower lofted part of the club. Launch tends to launch a little bit lower as a rule and can spin up, which loses me a bit of distance. So what happens, to feel like I get a better strike teeing it down that low, which is hard, so teeing that down that low, let me just get this in the right place. Ground's a bit hard for that tee, let's use a bigger tee. There we go. So teeing it low, the only way for me now, I'm teeing that up kind of almost lined up with the centre spot of the club. If I tee the ball that low and hit one, the only way to get the strike feeling more out the middle or the nicer part of the face is to start really trying to hit down. So on that one, I've hit 2.5 down. You can see I've got the strike back where that other strike was. So I've got the strike back coming up the face. But to do that, I had to hit very much down. Now, I'm not saying this is a video saying you should hit up or down. That's not what this video is about. What I'm saying is you should be watching your tee height, because it will give you a bit of an idea of how you might be attacking the ball with your driver. Now, if you're a club golfer swinging the club around 100 miles an hour, maybe just under in the 90 mile an hour mark, if you want to get the most distance out of your driver, you need to be catching it above the centre line and slightly towards the toe. Good launch, less spin. And ideally, you want to be hitting up and out at your drives, so into out on the way up to get the most distance. So if you are someone who feels comfortable teeing the ball really low to get your best results, I'm not saying change it. If you're getting really good results, stick with it. But if you want a bit more distance and a slightly different ball flight, you might want to be questioning why teeing it low makes you feel so much happier. Where if you are someone who wants to improve your driving, maybe get a few more yards on your driver, teeing that ball up high isn't the answer, but teeing the ball up higher, so half the ball above the middle of the face like it is here, will give you a better chance of making a more improved swing action to try and hit the ball on the way up, maybe slightly in to out, and catching it higher up the face to get the most out of your ball flight. So I've done a video talking about how different distances and ball flights are affected by different parts of the strike. Check that one out. But if you're thinking about tee height, the general rule is half the ball above the middle of the face. That is a good rule if you want to catch the ball on the way up. So club angle of attack upwards at the ball, which ideally you do for most distance. Getting it teed too low, trying to hit it in the right place is just going to be very, very hard. Give that a practice, guys. Next time you're at the range, that's a nice drive. So that one there is coming again much more off the top of the face, hitting 3.4 up. I can only get those numbers if I tee that ball up nice and high. Next time you're at the range, try teeing the ball up high. If you're someone who skies it into the roof, there's a good chance you're hitting down at the ball. I've done lots of videos talking about angle of attack to hit up, so make sure the ball's forward in your stance, a little bit of lean back in your upper body, and then most importantly, try and get the relationship between the handle and the head sensible down at impact. Don't want to be pulling that handle forwards, which would make you hit down. Create a bit of space, bit of width on the downswing to try and feel like the head almost catches up with the handle to help hit that ball a bit more on the way up. But next time you're practicing, tee it up high, see how you get on. If you really struggle with it, go and book yourself a lesson maybe and have on a really good launch monitor system like GC2 HMT here. See where you're striking the ball on the face, see what angle of attack you're doing. You'll realise why you can't tee it up high, and there's maybe something for you to go away and try and fix. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll speak to you all soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments, love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.